I want to play a Druid on launch, and I want to play a companion Druid because I think it's going to be a lot of fun. The footage you're seeing right now is before the changes that we're about to talk about, because the Druid's companion build, the one that you're looking at right now, got even better. Now, I previously did not think the companion build felt bad at all. I was able to very quickly make people vulnerable, have huge chunks of damage like you're seeing on the boss right there, all while being tanky at the same time and be able to generate enough spirit to have these things happen. The Druid already felt pretty decent to me at a fairly decent level, but we just got massive buffs to the character that are going to make this build right here you're watching, this companion build, even stronger. I will have a link to this. This is the unofficial patch notes by Wowhead, so if you care to look at them in more detail, I will have that here. But I'm going to jump to the chase and show you the big changes I'm talking about, which is right here. This is going to be your companion build has been increased massively in damage. Look at this, starting with Poison Creeper. While the lucky hit chance has been dropped from 40 to 28%, okay, the amount of damage of poison is increased from 15 to 45% over 2 seconds. That is a 300% increase, and again, that's an AoE ability. Now, the wolves have gone from 35% to 110% damage. Now, this build that you're watching right here, that active damage, the big chunks of damage that are coming from, is from the active ability that the wolves are doing. When I have them jump in, that's where the majority of my burst damage is coming from. You can see it very clearly here. When I make them vulnerable, drop all the AoEs, that big chunk of damage that just happened on the boss, that is that 35% in action, which is now 3 times that amount. And with legendaries in the game that increase your wolves to werewolves and actually increase your companion's damage, you can see, for instance, I do 170% bonus companion damage. The damage is going to be able to ramp quite high. But there are a lot of aspects for the companions, so you're going to be able to use multiple of these. For instance, we can use the Bestial Rampage, or Bestial Rampage, which is going to allow your werewolves and werebears to be able to do 20% attack speed or 20% more increased damage. You can also use an aspect of the Stampede in order to gain additional companion and also increase your companion's skills with another bonus percentage. Now, the basic attacks across the board got buffed, essentially, increasing the amount of spirit they gain, except for Storm Spike, which dropped it from 15 to 14. And with Landslide actually getting nerfed, which was the other build that we were testing during the beta that allowed you to effectively do large amounts of damage through the landslide skills, etc. This one has got nerfed from 112 to 75%. I think this is going to make Companion have the edge over this build. And if you're going to do the werewolf build and you want to transform into a werewolf yourself, werewolf itself actually got a very nice change. The first attack dashes forward towards the target and deals damage instead of just dealing damage. So now you have a gap closer on the first of Shred. Now, if you're considering hardcore like I am, you're going to notice that Cyclone Armor actually got a reduction from 20% passive non-physical damage reduction to only a 10% passive. This one actually kind of hurts if you were planning to do something extremely tanky and not necessarily min-max your DPS. You're just trying to stay alive in PvE or PvP, for instance, when you're doing something like hardcore. However, to replace it, they did actually double the amount of damage this deals as an active. Now, if you're worried about damage mitigation for the reasons we talked, Debilitating Roar actually became a 70% instead of a 50% nearby enemy damage reduction for 4 seconds. So this is a sort of replacement. It's a little bit of a buff. So we lost some damage reduction from Cyclone Armor, but we gained it in Debilitating Roar. And depending upon your build, that might actually work better for you. So now, come the beta server slam, if you're considering playing Druid, I would be looking for the companion build to min-max that to see what this new one looks like, because it actually does seem like the biggest buff to Druids was for companion, and it wasn't necessarily completely horrible before. Granted, I didn't get to the end game. It was only level 25 with the beta before. However, it didn't feel bad by any means. So now that we have what is effectively like a 300% damage buff to its base damage, seems to be pretty strong. I think it's going to be pretty strong. So we will see that come actual launch of the game. And if you are interested in seeing some hardcore Druid gameplay, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified as soon as the beta and the full launch comes, we will be doing that for Druid. Let me know in the comments down below what your Druid build is going to be. I would love to learn something for Druid. Love you all, and I'll see you on the next Diablo 4 video.